Why 11 U.S. presidents visited the same remote Alaskan cave and never spoke of it. July 22, 1923. Denali, Alaska. A remote mountain pass called McKinley Barracks. President Warren G. Harding stepped off a supply train at 2 in the morning. No press, no photographers, no official announcement. Just 6 soldiers in rain slickers and a single kerosene lantern. The rain had stopped an hour earlier. Fog clung to the valley floor. The air smelled of wet granite and old wood. Harding walked into a cave entrance carved into the mountain's east face. His aides assumed it was a short rest stop. They waited by the train. He was inside for exactly 47 minutes. When he came out, his face was pale, his hands were shaking. He refused water. He said nothing to his aides. He boarded the train in silence and died 17 days later in a San Francisco hotel room. The official cause of death? Heart attack. But here's what they didn't tell you. Harding was not the first president to enter that cave, and he was far from the last. Rhetorical question. What could make the leader of the free world walk into a hole in the ground and walk out a different man? The cave has no official name, no USGS designation, no National Park Service plaque. Locals call it the President's Chamber. Some old-timers whisper a different name, the Door That Hums. It sits 3,000 feet above sea level, hidden by a dense curtain of birch and black spruce. No trail leads to it, no sign marks it. Satellite images of that exact coordinate have been blurred since 2002. The first recorded visit was 1903. Theodore Roosevelt was on a black bear hunting trip. He was known for his rugged energy, a man who boxed in the White House and read books while wading through icy rivers. But after emerging from that cave, a journalist traveling with the party wrote that Roosevelt looked like a man who had seen something that did not wish to be seen. Roosevelt canceled the rest of his hunting trip. He returned to Washington early. He never mentioned the cave in any diary, letter, or memoir, not even in his private journals for his children. Then came William Howard Taft in 1910. Taft weighed over 300 pounds. The hike to the cave took 8 hours up a steep, rain-slicked slope. He could barely breathe at that altitude. His own doctor begged him to turn back. Taft refused. He insisted on going alone. No Secret Service, no advisors, no local guide. He entered the cave at 2:17 p.m. He emerged 41 minutes later, crying. His staff asked what happened. Taft reportedly answered, "I cannot tell you, but I will never return." He kept that promise. He never spoke of the cave again, not even to his closest friends. By then, the cave had a reputation inside the White House. A quiet, unspoken understanding passed from one president to the next. Let's pause here, because a pattern is already forming. Roosevelt saw something that silenced him. Taft saw something that broke him. And then came Warren G. Harding. Harding went in on July 22, 1923. 47 minutes inside, 17 days later, dead. Was it coincidence? The official record says yes, but here's what the record leaves out. Harding's personal physician, Dr. Charles Sawyer, filed 2 separate death certificates. The first listed apoplexy, a brain hemorrhage. The second, filed quietly in a different county, listed cardiac failure. No autopsy was ever performed. If a sitting president dies under mysterious circumstances, why wouldn't you cut him open to find out why? Herbert Hoover visited in June 1929. He spent 32 minutes inside. He emerged silent. 3 weeks later, the stock market crashed. The Great Depression began. Franklin D. Roosevelt went in August 1941. 4 months later, Pearl Harbor, the Pacific Fleet burned. America entered World War II. Dwight D. Eisenhower entered the cave in October 1957. 1 week later, the Soviet Union launched Sputnik. The space race exploded. Americans looked up at a satellite they didn't control. Now here's where the pattern gets impossible to ignore. John F. Kennedy visited in November 1962. He told only his brother Bobby about what he saw inside. According to a declassified memo from 1997, Kennedy said the cave contained something that didn't fit any briefing book. Something that makes you question every map they gave you. Exactly 1 year later, November 22nd, 1963, Kennedy was assassinated in Dallas. Lyndon B. Johnson went to the cave in 1964. He emerged visibly shaken, his face ashen. According to a Secret Service log declassified in 2008, Johnson turned to an agent and said, "Now I understand why Jack never smiled again." Johnson never elaborated, but aides noted that after the cave visit, the president's famously crude sense of humor vanished. He became withdrawn. He started sleeping with a light on. Richard Nixon visited in July 1971. He spent 90 minutes inside, the longest recorded stay of any president. When he came out, his hands were cold. He asked for a glass of water. Then he told his aide, "We are not the first, and we will not be the last." 2 months later, Nixon took the United States dollar off the gold standard. The global financial system changed overnight. Economists still debate why he did it. No one mentions the cave. Gerald Ford went in 1975. He refused all follow-up questions. The official White House log simply says, "Private time, location undisclosed." Jimmy Carter, 1979. He entered the cave in late October. 2 months later, the Iran hostage crisis began. 52 Americans were held for 444 days. Carter lost the next election. Ronald Reagan, 1985. He called the cave the most important secret I've ever carried. He never explained why, but after the visit, Reagan's famous optimism seemed more guarded. He started writing personal notes about the long game and what's really coming. George H.W. Bush, 1990. He went in January. By August, Iraq invaded Kuwait. Operation Desert Storm followed. Bill Clinton, 1996. He emerged with a hand tremor that lasted 3 weeks. His doctor called it fatigue. Clinton never confirmed or denied the cave visit. At what point does coincidence become a pattern, and a pattern become a conspiracy? George W. Bush, 2002. He went in September. He told a single aide, "You don't go in there and come out the same." By March 2003, the Iraq War had begun. Weapons of mass destruction were never found, but Bush never second-guessed the decision. Barack Obama, 2010. He stayed only 20 minutes, the shortest visit on record. He reportedly told a staffer, "I've seen enough. I don't need to see more." Obama never spoke of the cave again, but a White House photographer later noted that the president spent an unusually long time looking at declassified geological surveys of Alaska after that trip. And then, Donald Trump. August 2019. Trump flew to Alaska for what the press called a refueling stop on the way back from a rally, but the plane sat on the tarmac for 6 hours. Trump was not on it. He had taken a Black Hawk helicopter to the cave. His team brought a portable satellite phone to the entrance. The rotor wash scattered birch leaves for 100 yards. He came out 2 hours later. His tie was loose, his hair was windblown. A reporter shouted, "Mr. President, what's in the cave?" Trump smiled. He pointed a finger at the reporter. He said, "You wouldn't believe me if I told you." Then he got back on the helicopter. No follow-up, no leaks, no nothing. Joe Biden visited in September 2022. He was inside for 38 minutes. Almost exactly the same as Harding nearly a century earlier. When he came out, a pool reporter asked if he would discuss the cave. Biden shook his head. He said, "Some doors stay closed for a reason." He paused for 3 seconds. Then he added, "And some doors stay closed for your protection." That is the last known presidential visit. 11 commanders-in-chief, 1 cave, 0 explanations. So what is in there? The government has never released a single photograph of the cave's interior. No survey, no geological report, nothing. But there are theories.
Some believe the cave contains a natural acoustic anomaly, a chamber that resonates at a frequency that triggers psychological change, a place where sound becomes something else, something that speaks. Others believe it's a pre-Columbian site, an artifact or structure left behind by a civilization that predates everything we think we know about North America, something that would force textbooks to be rewritten. And then there's the darker theory, the one that circulates among retired intelligence officers. The cave, they say, contains a geological formation that allows brief, uncontrolled glimpses of possible futures. Not predictions, glimpses, fragments. And every president who enters sees something different, but all of them see something that terrifies them. If you saw one possible future, a war, a collapse, a death, would you try to stop it? Or would you learn that some futures cannot be changed? So here is the question that lingers, the one no president has ever answered. Does a cave in the middle of Alaska contain that every single American leader for 120 years felt compelled to see, and then never, ever speak of again? Is it a natural phenomenon? A geological anomaly that reveals something about time or energy, artifact? Something left behind by a forgotten civilization? Or is it something else entirely? Something that doesn't just change a president's mind, but changes what a president believes is possible. 11 men went in. 11 men came out different, died soon after. Others watched history fracture around them, but not one of them told the truth. And now you know the question they refuse to answer. If you made it this far, hit like and share this with someone who needs to know. Drop your thoughts in the comments. I read every single one. See you in the next one.